What are you doing at your school to be sure that children are getting the exercise they need to thrive and be healthy individuals? I put together an entire presentation to talk about the importance of physical education. The importance of physical education is being overlooked in the schools, yet it should be an integral part of a child's learning and development. Today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of PE through facts and experience. I'm going to talk about the impact of recess restriction. I'm going to talk about the standards that are set forth by the state of California. And then I'm also going to offer you some ideas to implement from the Spark Elementary Physical Education Study that was funded by the National Institute of Health. So structured PE. Structured PE or structured play is your PE. There's a multitude of benefits, but I've highlighted a few. It promotes active lifestyles, improved overall health, development of motor skills, and better cognitive performance. I read a study that was done in 2012 that revealed that 1 out of every 3 adolescents in the United States are overweight or obese. What this does is it increases a child's risk for cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and even several cancers. And PE can work to prevent things like this from happening. Now, unstructured play is equally essential. Unstructured play is your recess. When you take a recess away from a child, you are not giving them the opportunity that they need to reset. A lot of times it's used for unrelated punishment, such as incomplete homework, and oftentimes it's taken away from those that need recess most. Now, the California Department of Education states that recess periods provide students with opportunity for unstructured physical activity time during the school day. These breaks from classroom activities may enhance participation and learning inside the classroom, aside from the benefits gained from additional physical activity. So let's stop taking away recess. This is actually something that I'm dealing with my 4th grade son. He's a bit of a slow worker, and oftentimes he's withheld at recess, and when the teacher has to go out for yard duty, he has to sit outside and complete a test or his homework or whatever it is at a bench with all the commotion and all the sounds going on. I guess it's just, to me, so counterproductive. I looked at the California frameworks and found the guidelines. What they say is for every 10 days, give them 200 minutes. What that equates to is 20 minutes a day. Not much. There are no rules for recess restrictions, and teachers can withhold recess at their liberty. But I knew from 3 weeks into the school year, from back to school night, the teacher had said that she hadn't given our children any recess, and about 3.5 to 4 weeks later was parent-teacher conference, and I learned that only twice were the children taken out for 15-minute PE periods. I'm sorry, I said recess, I meant PE. And so I knew that this wasn't something that was happening, at least in the class that my son attends. So I put a call into my local school district, and I connected with the assistant superintendent, who shared a lot of the same views that I did on how ineffective recess restriction is and the importance of physical education. He informed me that there are a lot of guidelines, but one that absolutely 100% has to be in place is the 200 minutes for 10 days. They have to give the children PE. So I asked him, what's the oversight on this? What's your system for making sure that this is happening? And they don't have one. Teachers are expected to adhere to these rules, but there's nobody following up to make sure that it's actually happening. So let's talk about tips to improve your school's program. Emphasize fun. Emphasize fun over exercise, because exercise kind of sounds like work, and you want to make it fun. Implement activities that your kids would seek out on their own. Find things that interest them and go after that. It's going to be more fun for them. They're going to be more engaged because they're interested in it, and it's probably going to feel like less work for you. With budget cuts, I know that teachers have larger classrooms, and it can feel daunting to take such a large group out, and how am I going to control them all? I'm just one teacher. Break them into smaller groups. What this does is it improves teamwork and social skills. I've got a couple curriculum ideas. The first one is for children. It's geared towards for children that are kindergarten through 2nd grade. Divide your kids into groups of 4. Have one stand in front of the other and give the kid at the front of the line a beanbag. have the child pass the beanbag overhead, and then the next child passes the beanbag overhead until it gets to the child in back, who then runs to the front and passes overhead again until that child in back gets it and runs to the front. So everybody goes through. When everybody's gone through, they're done. The goal is to not drop the beanbag. You could turn it into a race, you can time them, you could try other ways, you could go between the legs or behind the back, just make it fun. Another curriculum idea is geared towards the older elementary students, 4th and 5th graders, and you could divide your kids into groups of 5 or 6. Create your own fitness task cards. So give them cards like my note cards and give them tasks utilizing structures and equipment that you already have on campus. You don't have to buy anything extra. Turn it into an obstacle course. Turn it into a challenge. Make it a race. The more fit they become, the greater the challenges are that you can give them in their reading. So today I've talked to you about why PE is so beneficial to our children. I've gone over the state of California guidelines, and I've talked to you about what's in place in my district. But I live up in Northern California, so I encourage you to find out what's going on at the district that you're employed in or the district that your children go to school in. I also encourage you to continue learning ways to improve upon the curriculum that you have in place. Make learning fun, but also make it intentional. Now go get them.